As I was to pack up for the 5-day camping trip, I thought of an idea of zen-ki-gen, which is utilizing the best of your talent. As we live, ideally, we want to make the best of what we've got. And if we are deluded, that may not be the case. But the delusion or getting lost may be necessary at times to take a risk and pursue something you think is intuitively very interesting. So as human, the failures are necessary for growth in a way, but not for excuse because we want to learn the lesson, which to me is the same as, or almost the same as, trying to address the negative habit that we acquire even when we are little and we don't know what we are doing. We still absorb what is happening. So, long story short, I was in New Zealand, this is even 20 years ago, after 3-4 months of camping and living in the mountain and so forth. I felt toward the end of my trip, my car had lots of food and stuff, but gradually it goes less and less, and I'm always feeling happy to be free from all the things that I utilize the best I could, without wasting much. And whatever is left, just like that was in Christchurch, I was giving away to people at the parking lot at YMCA or something like that. So totally empty when I leave. So going for 5-day camping is the opposite. You prepare everything, not too much, not too little, balance out, required skill. And that to me is analogous to many situations. One thing I can think of is when I was in the college, there was a lecture that I think this was related to the material science or something. If you picture the car, when you finish ending the product cycle to utilize the best of the car, the teacher said it's supposed to break down all of what you got at the same time. And I thought that makes sense. So that's the kind of idea I thought about this zen-ki-gen, total utilization of talent. And this term zen-ki-gen is from Dogen, but many others in Buddhist tradition. And I think that's one principle that I like. And when I said being sincere and truthful as the theme to live our life, that is meant to use the best of what we got, but also to contribute to the world, the society. So it's the notion of no ego, no self, ideally. Of course, things may not work that simple, but the idea is to be almost like flowing with the wave of the universe. You're empty, but you do things whatever got, address the bottleneck, and produce whatever makes sense. So, in relation to Zen or meditation, my experience of Banga or Kensho in Zen is like that. I had the bottleneck within myself, and I had lots of pain. They call it pain is the Dharma pain, the pain related to not having a Dharma or the law of nature processed. But having 8 days of sitting and feeling pain, I was trying to escape. But when I gave up, because there was no other way, that's when this awakening happened, 8th day in the afternoon. And when it happened, I felt the energy is pouring out, no blockage, no bottleneck, and I had a smile on my face. So Dogen's word zen-ki-gen may of course relate to that satori or awakening, but as I mentioned about the New Zealand trip or preparing for this 5-day trip in Hawaii and have everything balanced out. You need to think of all the angles to see how it happens, and that requires experiential wisdom, in my view. And that's the idea, and that's also the idea I thought when Musashi, the samurai, I think he had 130 duels or something, and he won all of them. The last one was a very famous one with the Sasaki Kojiro, and I picture every now and then what would he be like in the morning of his duel. And I see that same thing happen for, let's say, Steve Jobs preparing for his speech. I'm very sure that he prepared everything to convey the message the best he can, as if that's the last word. Some people call it the last lecture, and I see that in the website that some of the professors may have the last lecture. I remember Nakayama-san, my mentor, wrote a book at the end to summarize all his ideas, and he passed away peacefully. That's another story. So zen-ki-gen relate to accomplishing the mission, so to speak, utilizing the best of what you got, awakened, no blockage, so you're free from ego, but devote yourself. I posted some videos of Hiromi, jazz pianist, but I think it's beyond jazz. All across the music, it's not like a silo, just focus on one, but not think of the other, but trying to connect with others. So as much as Daisetsu could speak anything from any angle, if you're an accomplished jazz player, you may have all the ideas already in your body, so to speak, and it may flow out as if in the state of enlightenment. And when you see that, hear it, listen to the music, I could sense the pouring of the creative thought. So whether it's Hiromi music, or Picasso in art, or Einstein in physics or science, there's certain element. I can put the Steve Jobs and Nakayama-san, and what about me? So one other person that I just thought to share is that Takemika is the 92 or 93-year-old Japanese health the teacher to instruct for the yoga and all that. And I was so inspired. She had so much smile and sharing what she's got with others. So if you live with mission, or temme I call it, and everything devoted, whatever the subject matter, even to the point of preparing for the camping trip, or in my case I go from Santa Monica to Hawaii to New Zealand, every segment is life, as if you're ending and starting the new life in each segment. So that's the basic message about zen-ki-gen from one angle, but as I said, there may be other angles that we can talk about. I thought about spending a little time on Warren Buffett, and I have written books on the idea of waste elimination, to eliminate the blockage and make the flow happen, but also the managerial process of how element pieces can be put together to make the most from the organization. That's the mini company concept with glass wall management, the transparency. So I see Warren Buffett is applying, maybe without knowing my concept of mini company, but he delegates stuff by finding the right person for the right position and let them run the mini company. That's how he has managed and acquired the company. And Charlie Munger also used the idea of invert. So don't seek for too much, but rather to keep eliminating, even to say that don't go where you die. So they want to invest money, not to lose. So how can you lose? How do you die? That's the way of thinking, the reverse thinking. And Charlie Munger talks about he's got various models in his mind. So it's kind of like superimposing different viewpoints to come up with the truth. And I think all the artists, the pianist, even health instructor, managers, and investors have the same kind of idea. I can talk about the Kegel interpenetration that is connected to mini company, which is a famous saying, a grain of thought within it is the whole universe. So each mini company has its own universe, and essentially they're playing the same game, even though the space or construct, structure may look different. There's a mission, understanding the customer, suppliers, the bankers, employees, and perform addressing all possible failures to go beyond. And that's the process also about waste elimination, and waste being, in this case, delusion, how to use our mind. So enlightenment and awakening is related to that, as I mentioned about Dogen and zen-ki-gen. By the way, the zen-ki-gen has 3 words in it. Zen is total, ki is opportunity, gen is manifestation. So total manifestation of whatever is feasible to combine to make the best as a living being. That's our mission. And just to finish up this kind of random thought, perhaps, one thing I can say is the book I wrote, Result from the Heart, with Dalai Lama's foreword, which says, use the brain, but listen to your heart and live with your mission. And we have to do that from moment to moment. I'm going camping in an hour or so, and hope I am prepared. Not much forgotten, but it's okay if I'm forgotten. I'll come up with ideas to overcome, hopefully, and enjoy the most of time as much as I may. Keep traveling my life, making the most, eliminating waste, turning the delusion into awakening, and practice the idea of zen-ki-gen. Full utilization of talent. Thank you.